Alright everybody, what is going on? How you all doing? We are back with Tokyo Ghoul, Route A, Episode 5. Just finished watching it, and a lot happened in this episode. And overall, I just want to tell you guys straight up that this was a really good episode. You guys really should go watch it if you guys haven't seen it yet. Really good episode. A lot of events happened that, without losing any pacing, the animation was excellent. And in the fighting scenes seemed a lot smoother than in the previous episode, like I mentioned before. But this was a really good episode. Like I said, I want to touch on the main points of this. In the first half of the episode, we actually get to see quite a bit of characters who you get to see a little bit more backstory on them, and they're connected more so than you probably would have thought in the first place. And that was pretty much the first half of the episode. We get to learn more about these characters like Juzo and the two one-eyed ghoul girls, that they're actually connected, and Amon is actually connected in this as well. So you actually get to see a little bit more backstory on that, and overall, I actually really like that. I wasn't expecting them to be connected in that way, and how closely they were connected, but it was actually really cool. It's a lot of character development, and I personally love character development, and they actually managed to balance this really well with the action that was going on in the current day situation, and I really like that. And actually, during the fighting of these two, we really get to see Juzo let loose. Dude or girl, I think it's a dude, is badass with some daggers. She unbuttons her shirt, and there's a bunch of daggers, and he goes completely ham with this shit. I'm gonna go back and forth between she and he, just because can't make up my mind on what it is, but I think it's a dude, but whatever. But it was actually really cool. The dude can use daggers like no other. Seemed like a little bit of unnecessary censorship, though, where Juzo pretty much covered this one-eyed ghoul girl with daggers. She had daggers everywhere on her body, and on the version I watched, her whole body was blurred out, and it really seemed unnecessary, because, I mean, all it was the daggers sticking out of her with a little bit of blood, so I'm not sure why they censored that out. And up to this point, it seemed like Tokyo Ghoul is doing such a really good job of censorship, not doing too much. But I will give them credit that they did blur it out, and they didn't do that whole unnecessary, blacking that part of the screen out, I give them credit for that. But overall, the situation just really seemed like it didn't really need to be censored out. But I don't know the rules and regulations of TV and what's approved and what's not approved, so I'm not even going to really touch on that. Overall, it seemed like a little unnecessary censorship, but either way. But that was pretty much the first half of the episode. You get to see some more character development, and that these characters are actually more tied together than you would have thought. And then about the middle of the episode, we finally get to see Kaneki in his new, centipede-type form, which was actually pretty cool. He gets some strength and speed bonuses, I'll tell you guys. He's jumping all over the place, and he is fighting the investigator who previously had taken care of Toko's brother, Ayato. You get to see a little bit more on their father as well, which is actually pretty interesting. I do want to see more on that. They didn't show a lot, but they did show it. They are constantly reminding us of it, so I think they're going to show us more in the future of the season, so I can't wait to see more of that. But pretty much Ayato got completely owned by this investigator, and Kaneki comes in to save the day in his new pretty much mutated ghoul form, and it doesn't really seem like he's entirely there. He doesn't seem like he has his state of mind intact, really. And he's muttering some stuff that happened while he was getting tortured by Jason, which he does mention the centipedes in the ears, which would kind of lead to why Kaneki is taking on this centipede-like form. So that kind of explains that a little bit, which is actually pretty cool. But then kind of out of nowhere, the detention facility, this place, fills with gas, which I'm not really sure what the purpose of the gas is. I don't know if it's supposed to be a knockout gas or what, but it seems like the humans and the ghouls are pretty much unaffected by this gas. So other than adding an atmospheric, foggy type aesthetic to the environment, it didn't really seem like the gas had a whole hell of a lot of purpose. So I don't know if it was just supposed to be a smoke screen, or if it's supposed to knock them out or what, because it seemed like if it was supposed to knock them out, it didn't knock a single freaking person out. So I'm not really sure what the purpose of this gas was, but pretty much, Amon walks in and sees Kaneki munching on his investigator friend, who, as we know, are closely tied together. And Amon pretty goes crazy and starts attacking Kaneki, because you guys know he wanted to talk to Kaneki to see why Kaneki let him live in the first season. But Amon starts attacking him, and it seems like Kaneki's not really attacking back at this point. He's getting his shit cut out of him. He's getting his little ghoul arm shit cut off, and Kaneki's not really doing anything about it. He's just blocking and taking it. He's not really fighting back. And then this whole time, Amon is talking to him about why he did all this and all that. And at the end of it, it seems like Kaneki's starting to come back a little bit. His consciousness is starting to come back, and he says he doesn't want to eat anymore. Which if that's the case, I really want to see more about what's going on in Kaneki's head. They could spend a whole episode, for all I care, just about Kaneki having an inner monologue with himself, deciding what he wants to do, because we are seeing Kaneki's choices, we are seeing, what he's doing, but it seems like he's going back and forth on his decisions, and at this point, I'm not really sure what Kaneki wants. I'm not even sure he knows what he wants, so I want to see a little bit more on that. They could have, like I said, they could have a whole episode just him having an inner monologue with himself, for all I care, as long as I can get some explanation on what's going on in this dude's head. But Amon is swiftly cutting him up, and then we get to see pretty much the coolest part of this episode. We get to see the one-eyed owl bust in, which with his entrance, they made him seem like he's this giant ass, Godzilla-type monster trying to break into this place. And the dude is pretty big. Not Godzilla big, but he's pretty big. But we actually get to see him pretty much full-featured. We get to see his face. We get to see what he looks like. We get to see a little bit of his powers. Nothing, obviously, to what his full extent is. But we get to see his powers a little bit. We get to see what he looks like. And he is one weird-looking mother. I'll tell you guys, he is weird-looking. It seems like maybe his ghoul powers mutated him or something. Kind of like what happened with Kaneki, except his seemed more to impact his actual body. So I want to learn more about him and why he looks this way and what happened to him and who he is. But it's actually, I really like that they showed him. They showed what he looked like. I thought it was really cool. So I'm really glad they did that. Overall, I really liked this episode. A lot happened without having to sacrifice on pacing. The action was really good. The fighting scenes were actually really smooth. A much needed improvement compared to episode 4 with those fighting scenes that seemed more stop, skip, stop, move. So I really liked that quite a bit. I thought it was really good. But overall, I want to give this episode about a 9 to a 9.5. I really like that they showed the one-eyed owl at the end. I thought that was really cool. They showed what he looked like. And they did a lot of character development, which I also liked in pretty much the first half of the episode. But tell me what you guys thought about this episode in the comment section below. If you guys thought I missed anything, also be sure to tell me. I could always use improvement on these videos. But if you guys could also give this video a like, I would very much appreciate it. You all are awesome. I love you all. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Thank you all so much for the love and support you've given this year of 2015. This has been an amazing year so far. I can't wait to go through the rest of this year and for the rest of Tokyo Ghoul Route A. Awesome show. I highly recommend it. But thank you all for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed. I will see you all next time. I am out.